Welcome back. Now we begin with a story you'll see only on CVM Live. Speaking for the first time since his appointment as acting Chief Justice, Brian Sykes revealed plans indicating the overhaul of the case management system. More from CVM Live's Nicole Wilson.
Out with the old, in with the new, seems to be the position of acting Chief Justice Brian Sykes as he seeks to do away with old case management practices that add to the inefficiency of Jamaica's justice system. In his new role of acting Chief Justice, he is planning to introduce a case management software that will track not only the efficiency of case management but also that of judges. Under his leadership, judges will have to become effective managers of time as he seeks to put an end to the era of wasting what he deems as a very important time.
As we go along, the days of long-winded advocacy are over. Talking for the sake of talking because you have the ability to speak. They are over. Lengthy, unnecessary cross-examinations. Over. All of these things take up valuable time.
Justice Sykes emphasized that his leadership will see a whole new way of doing things, citing that multiple reporters for the same case cannot continue to be the reality.
It has produced significant inefficiency in the production of transcripts. So the Court of Appeals are delayed in the Court of Appeal because we have 8, 9, 10, 12 reporters in a single case. There's no reason for that to happen. From my information, what I understand prevails in other countries, you have one reporter per case.
He says all cases cannot be treated in the same way and indicated that judges will have to play a more active role in the day-to-day operations of the courts.
In the business now, not just case flow management, but case management itself is a part of that. So your role is not just coming to court, seeing that the clerks are at the desk, granting leave, seeing that there's no toilet paper, and so on.
He also wants the judiciary to take on a forward-planning, forward-thinking mindset.
You have to be looking at the needs of your court for the year and looking at projections. You have to be aware of, as I indicated, the statistical report. And what translates to practical terms, your outstations, your main stations, how many cases are there, what do I need for each outstation for it to function efficiently.
Nicole Wilson, CVM Live.
And Justice Sykes will be addressing inefficiencies in the justice system and the effects they could possibly have on the Jamaican economy. For that, we join our reporter, Rohan Daly.
The acting Chief Justice says that an efficient legal system is integral to the development of the economy. He said this while referencing the development of the United Kingdom during the Industrial Revolution. He went on to say the vital component that drove the revolution, which has strengthened the finances of England, was its judiciary and legal system.
It established a reputation for fairness and relative efficiency compared to what was happening in the rest of Europe. And that attracted businessmen and investors from other parts of Europe to have their cases litigated in the courts of England.
He highlighted the ripple effect of inefficient probate and administration of estates by parish courts could impact investment.
Persons may be waiting to borrow money to invest in a significant project, but because we are inefficient in how we deal with estates, deal with wills, it means that the investment is delayed or not done at all. And what that means is reduced taxes, reduced income, reduced employment for all persons within the parish or for persons within the parish.
Rohan Daly, CVM Live.
30 persons were arrested when narcotics police seized over 700 pounds of ganja during an anti-narcotics operation in Westmoreland. According to detectives, the group, which includes 16 women, was busted about 2 p.m. on Friday while preparing the ganja for export at a house in Orange Hill in the parish. The drug has an estimated street value of 2.8 million Jamaican dollars. Now, this is the second time in less than a month that several persons have been arrested in Westmoreland for breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. The Enfield Health Center in St. Mary is the latest health facility to be supported through the Health Ministry's Adopt a Clinic initiative.
The St. Mary-based Enfield Health Center is one of 5 healthcare facilities set to benefit from a $5 million donation from Jamaicans living in the United Kingdom through the Adopt a Clinic initiative.
There are many people from the community, people from elsewhere, corporate individuals, the diaspora, people who move out and go abroad, who want to give back to their community and have been giving back to their community. Indeed, last year we had over 200 missions that have given support to different types of healthcare initiatives throughout the country.
The initiative acts as a vehicle which gives individuals home and abroad the opportunity to give back in an organized way.
Adopt a Clinic is an appeal to community stakeholder participation to give back to public health in a way that enhances the health and wellness of communities across Jamaica. And more often than not, the people giving back are the people who have some origins, some connection, some sort of links to those communities.
Minister Tufton said donors must be kept up to date with how their money is being spent, not only through reports and record keeping, but also suggested the use of technology.
But we also want to take pictures of live and direct benefits that are being delivered using the expenditure of the resources. So I'm going to ask you and the management of the facility, everybody have a smartphone now. Take a picture of the new blood pressure check machine that is being used. Take a picture of the people watching the TV or the paint day or work day that is taking place and send it on to the health and wellness, and we're going to upload it on the website so that the people in London who contribute the money can go on a site and click and say, let me see what's going on at Enfield.
Nicole Wilson, CVM Live.
The Child Protection and Family Services Agency continues to facilitate initiatives geared towards the healing process of the children who were recently traumatized by a fire which not only caused separation by death but left them living at different locations. Half of them took a road trip out of town today, and they are now back home sharing their experiences with the others who will also get a chance to be tourists for a day soon. This was more than a day at the beach for some of the guests seen here enjoying some of what Jamaica has on offer. They are survivors from the January 16 fire which claimed the lives of 2 wards of the state and destroyed the Walker's place of safety.
Our initial reports from our mental health unit said that some of the children still were having in a state of depression and would have been traumatized by what took place. So one of the things we saw very fit and possible to do is to engage corporate Jamaica and see how best we can have that therapeutic session for the next 6 weeks for the children and the caregivers as a way to get over the traumatic experience that they would have encountered.
Our tagline says, for the love of helping others, so it was only natural when we learned that Walker's place of safety had the fire. How could we help? And so when we reached out to you guys and you said definitely this was something we could do. Remember, we also worked with CDA last year, so this was just a natural fit for us.
Among the things the 15 displaced children and their caregivers took away on February 24 was this symbolic gesture from a family shortly before they checked out of the Ocherias property.
Tragedy. Kids need more than what they get, and I'm glad to hear that the government's being involved here and going to rebuild from the bottom up.
Meanwhile, opposition leader and a member of parliament for St. Andrew East Central, Dr. Peter Phillips, has delivered on his promise to contribute to the rebuilding efforts of Walker's place of safety. CVM Live's Khadija Thomas reports.
Phillips had previously pledged $250,000 to the Walker's place of safety, where 2 children had lost their lives in a fire over a month ago. The check was handed over on Friday to the Chief Executive Officer of the Child Development Agency, Rosalie Gage Gray, who accepted on behalf of the children's home.
The children, as you know, were placed in 3 different facilities, Maxwell Park Children's Home, Walkers, Maxwell Park, Jamaica National, and City of Refuge. They are still in those locations. The team from our offices and councillors still continue to provide some support for them.
Gage Gray added they have received prior donations from other entities that will aid in having the children's home rebuilt in a short period.
We got so much that we can share with the other homes as well. And so they are doing pretty well. They are back in school, providing counseling support. Corporate Jamaica has been giving us significant contribution. Restaurants of Jamaica has given us food. They have given us donations. We have Jewels have given them day passes, and they should be going to Moon Palace this weekend and next weekend. So we have seen varying types of contributions, which is helping with therapeutic development of the children at this difficult time for them.
She says they have already received $6 million, but are awaiting the estimates from the technical team to get the process underway. The new home will be built on the same site. Rohan Daly, CVM Live.
Now, Jamaica Day 2018 may have come and gone, but the State Minister and the Ministry of Education is committed to carrying forward the renewed interest, and he wants other ministries and the public sector to help in the process. In an effort to ensure the impact of Jamaica Day is maintained as an important part of the school's calendar, it's being noted that following through on the new initiative of 2018, including a proclamation from the Governor-General, much will be done to continue raising the bar of reminding the nation's students of the greatness of the country of which they are part of, as well as generating patriotism as they reflect on the country's achievements moving forward.
The next step is to ensure that it's an important day on the nation's calendar. And what we want to see, and it's something that we'll be pushing for next year, is to see more ministries coming on board. More ministries saying to their staff that, yes, Jamaica Day, let us adorn ourselves in Jamaican colors, let us decorate our ministries, let us put up good stories about our country.
The headmaster at Monroe College, which was selected as the host school for the National Jamaica Day celebrations, says through planning and collaboration, the end result was a labor of love, not only for the nation, but for the school.
We were selected to be the host school for the national celebration of Jamaica Day, and it has really been a fantastic day. It's been a lot of hard work, and I want to be a big shout out to all the committee members and persons that have worked really hard to put this together. In particular, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Culture for that collaboration, along with all the members of the private sector that came on board. We have really been having a day that showcases the best of Jamaica.
It was the late Mahatma Gandhi who said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And standing true to his word, the Speaker of the House, Colonel Charles, did just that by giving back $100,000 to his former school, Lime Tree Garden Primary in St. Anne. The handing over was done recently at the school, where other political dignitaries such as Shahini Robinson and Colonel Charles Jr. were in attendance. Mr. Charles stressed that education is important for the holistic development of our youth.
And I start high school at age 19 on the West Indian Training College to take that role. And by 22, I went to university, studying to be a doctor, then to a surgeon. The doctor teacher asked me if I know add maths. He said, add what? I think about some chemistry formula. I mean, this one I talk about. After 1 year, you call and say, no man, you're ambitious. But I'll tell you something. It's not everybody can do certain things.
And State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Colonel Charles Jr., lauded the parents and teachers who were in attendance. He said their involvement in the lives of our children has impacted change.
No teachers, no police, nurse, doctor, lawyer, or anybody can come to anything. So teachers, we really owe you so much.
This is CVM Live. We go to a break ahead of news from overseas. Stay with us. Welcome back. Time now for our regional and international news, and for that we go to our reporter Nicole Wilson.
News in Trinidad and Tobago. The oldest hall of residence of the University of the West Indies, UWI St. Augustine campus, has officially dropped the name of a British colonial governor in South Africa. What was once Milner Hall of Residence, named after Lord Alfred Milner, is now Freedom Hall. The process to review the name started last October after having gained approval of the Finance and General Purposes Committee on the recommendation of a report compiled by Pro-Vice Chancellor Alan Cobley, Professor of South African History. The report confirmed the association of Lord Milner with crimes against humanity in Africa, among other actions driven by his self-proclaimed British race supremacy ideology. The name review process included a series of consultations with key stakeholders of the UWI St. Augustine campus, including hall residents, and a wider call to all students, staff, and alumni to recommend alternative names. The final decision was made on the recommendation of current residents of Milner Hall. And in Barbados, members of the opposition Barbados Labour Party BLP walked out of the House of Assembly on Friday in protest to what they have deemed unfair treatment. The BLP MPs left their seats just after 11 a.m. after attempts by opposition leader Mia Mottley to give the House notice of a report produced by Public Accounts Committee were impeded by Deputy Speaker of the House, Mara Thompson. About 90 minutes later, Mottley, surrounded by supporting members at the opposition office in the Parliament complex, said the opposition would not return to the lower house or the Senate before the dissolution of Parliament to prepare for the next general election. On the international scene, Syrian government forces have killed more than 500 civilians during a week of intense bombardment of a rebel enclave near Damascus. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the victims in eastern Ghouta include 121 children. Syrian government forces backed by Russia have been pounding the area since last Sunday. On Saturday, the Syrian Observatory said at least 29 civilians were killed, including 17 in the main town Douma, bringing the total to over 500 for the week. The group said the strikes were being carried out by both Syrian and Russian planes, although Russia denies direct involvement. Meanwhile, in response to a week of intense bombardment of the eastern Ghouta rebel enclave by the Syrian government, the UN Security Council has unanimously approved a resolution demanding a 30-day ceasefire in Syria. The 15-member council voted to allow aid deliveries and medical evacuations. The vote had been delayed several times since Thursday. That's it for regional and international news on Saturday. I am Nicole Wilson.
Hey.